Hey everybody. I just want to do a video about letting you know all the different disorders or whatever you want to call them that I have. I have obviously Tourette syndrome, which I've had since I was younger. Um, I also have OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. Um, Anytime we ever moved in my life, which was a lot due to being forced to. Um, my rooms would be set up in the first 3 hours of moving into a place, just because everything had to go where it is. And you know, even with my apartment now, everything has to be in its right spot. If anybody, friends or something come over, I've had friends that will sit there and put knives with spoons, or you know turn DVDs backwards or do something like that. And I let them know how you know, it really, really bothers me. It's not bad to where I have to like walk around my car or something a couple times. I am able to drive because I don't. When I'm driving, I still have my head movements a little bit, but I don't have them in my hands or anything. Cause I don't know if it's because I'm so focused, or I'm telling my brain that if you start moving, we could die and cause a crash. Um, I also don't, my Tourette's, which I found out, um, other people, when they play music, it could, it'll stop. And I actually am one of those people, which is great. So I can sit there and work on music, sing, um, play songs, and it completely goes away. But as soon as I'm done, it comes back with the shoulder movements. um, what was I saying? I get distracted. It'll come back. When I'm drawing's a little bit harder. If I focus hard enough, I can draw it. I'll do that to distract myself. Like I said before, if I'm having, bad thoughts about, thinking about cutting like I used to, or if I'm depressed, I try to just keep myself motivated and you know, do different things. That's what I was gonna say. If it's a good 3 hours if you're if you're drawing. I don't know if you can see that, um, or a family member is even longer. Um, but the longer you can distract yourself, it's better. But back to my OCD, is just that people don't understand that if you mess with, mine's more about placement, um, and it's not about routines. A little bit of routines, like when I wake up in the morning. Um, Besides doing the alphabet, which I try to do, help with my tics and my the diaphragm, to help with my stuttering. It used to be a lot worse, but the OCD is I've had it since I don't even remember. I had to have been little, because I never got yelled at because my room was never dirty. It was always spotless, which is something my mother loved. Um, and as I got older, she was just amazed that every time we'd have to move, my place would be set up within the first 3 hours of moving into a place. I also have social anxiety disorder. It used to be really bad to where I couldn't even go to the store without having to be right behind my mother, or a family member, and my hands would sweat, or I just get really nervous, and I just hated being out. I took it step by step, though, starting out by going to the gas station, pumping gas for my mother, um, going into stores for them. I think it's because I know one of the big triggers that caused my anxiety to go off once was we had bought a bunch of computer games or something like that when I was God, I don't even know, I had to have been like 9 or 10, and we were going to leave the store, and you walk through those bars, the metal detectors or whatever they're called, and the alarms went off because they forgot to take the stickers off, and like the entire store, was making this giant, the alarm went off, and then everybody was staring, and I just stood there frozen, and I pretty much just freaked out and just started crying, saying I didn't do anything wrong, I didn't do anything wrong. Um, the depression, I've had that, you know, I think that was due to from the incident that happened when I was 6 with with a family member, with my father. Because I can remember being depressed when I was 9 and not wanting to play with other kids and just stay home and just stay alone by myself. Um, and I've been told I have PTSD due to what happened when I was 6. Um, so that's always fun. And yeah, so OCD, social anxiety disorder, depression, and I know those are all recipes for Tourette's, which isn't why I have Tourette's, echolalia. Um, but when it comes to when I started working, even my first job when I think I was 17, I was a dishwasher. Um, because I got to stay in the back and stay to myself and just and do dishes. That's really what I enjoyed. Um, but I've taken steps. I can my OCD is weird too because if I'm walking in public and if I don't know somebody and I walk by them, I always have to say 714 in my head. I don't know why. The numbers don't mean anything. It's not a date that means something to me. It's not the numbers. I don't know why. But if I'm with my friends or my family, then it doesn't happen. Um, so I'm not really sure. And I also wanted to talk about my tic attacks. Mine aren't like seizures where I'm on the ground or I fall or anything like that. Um, they're just like an overload of my hand gestures. Um, because I'm talking about it, it's gonna do it. Um, it's an overload of all my tics, like my shoulders going and my vocal tics and my head movements, and it's just random. Um, they just randomly go off. Uh, I always think of fireworks for some reason. That and Michael J. Fox, because that's how I feel I look like. Um, even um, but it can happen. The episodes can happen. For the longest was 40 minutes. The shortest was I think 6 minutes and 6 or 7 minutes because I tried to time it. Um, but if I have that happen to me while I'm at work or I'm out in public, I try to just if I'm at work, I go somewhere else and just let it happen until it stops. And at the end, I'm just so exhausted and my eyes hurt because my eyes are moving. I make the monkey noises as I call them. Um, but yeah, I'm not. It's not like or I'm on the ground like it looks like a seizure or anything. If I sit down, my legs will start to move. But if I stand, I'm fine. But my legs don't move when I'm driving, so I don't understand it. They're complex, and um, I don't know. But the meds have helped a lot because I don't have any pain in my eyes from the blinking like really hard anymore, and the tic attacks as I call them have gone down to where it's one every couple of days now. Um, it used to be like twice a day. And I also had a trouble with the number 2 and the number 7, where I get stuck on saying 2, like 2, 2, 2, 2, or 7, repeating it. Um, but pretty much just with meds and talking and it's a lot to deal with. But you just gotta take it one day at a time. I have very supportive friends and supportive family. The very little family that I do have left. Um, and yeah, I mean, everybody is unique. Everybody is their own. Everybody's brain is. Oh, and a chemical imbalance, um, which is, as I said, the depression and stuff like that. But everybody's unique. Everybody's different. Everybody's like a snowflake. Um, you have to live with what you have. You have to try. At times, it can just be so overwhelming, and you just want it all to end. But it's if you do that, you miss out on so much in life. And the OCD, hey, everything's always clean, everything's always in its place. The depression, it comes and goes, and you just deal with it. And if it's a chemical imbalance, there's nothing you can do about it. You can't swap out your brain. Um, the Tourette's, you just have to adapt and do the best you can, and you may have to take more naps than you want to. And you have to put yourself in social settings due to work or whatever. Um, but you just have to do what you got to do. And yeah, so I just thought I'd let you know. All those are all the things I'm dealing with. Um, yeah, other than that, I hope everything else is going great for everybody. And if you have any questions, just let me know.